It is halftime of Bryan ISD football, and we are visiting with David Stasny. He is the president of the BISD school board, and you have a passion for this, obviously, because you've been doing it for a long, long time.
I'm in my 26th year. Some people think I'm crazy, but I still love it.
Your kids are all already through the schools, and like I say, 26 years. Each and every time it's time for re-election, you say, yeah, I still want to keep doing it. Why?
Well, probably the main reason is my kids did get such an incredible education that I can never repay the district, and if in some way this is my way of giving back, then that's the best reason I can think of.
Indeed. Let's talk about some of the things that I know that are sort of high on your agenda. You're with the Texas School Board. I know that you're looking to affect some things as far as that's concerned.
Yes, that's the Texas Association of School Boards,
right.
And that is a state agency that, well, it's not a state agency, it's actually an independent agency that Bryan is a member of. In fact, every school district in Texas is a member of, and I serve at the state level in that regard, still trying to get the state to clean up the problems that we have with school finance and with school accountability, both of which still have some problems that penalize a lot of districts, including Bryan, particularly financially. They don't treat every child in Texas as being equally valuable because we don't get equal funding per student across the state, and that's not a good thing when we're competing for the same employees. And then on the accountability side, they're actually going now, a lot of people don't know this, going to an A, B, C, D, F system with regard to schools as well as districts, which is great. We want accountability, but someday we're going to recognize that because every child is unique, every circumstance is different in every school, that it's not an apples to apples comparison. And we've got to recognize that it's virtually impossible to say this school with a totally different environment, different students is an A and this one's a B over here, when the environment, the kids, the finances, everything is different. You have nothing but variables instead of constants. So I'm really hoping someday and continue to work on trying to fix that as much as I can.
There's a lot to brag about in the Bryan ISD, and as much as you're always conscious of the students who do struggle, I know that one thing you're just as conscious of are the kids that you like to call high flyers. Talk about that.
Well, that's very true. We sometimes almost have a tendency to overlook them because, well, that's not what the accountability system looks at very much. And so we've been really going out of our way to try to improve that. Most people know about our IB program, International Baccalaureate, which is a super program that is really pretty rare in around us. And we have had Bryan Collegiate for some time, which has received all sorts of recognitions for what it's doing. Hammond Oliver has been with us for a long time, a very great program that is now located at Bryan High. We have the Inquire Academy at Jane Long, and that's going to continue on when we restructure our grades. And then the Odyssey program at SFA, just to name a few, where we are really going out of our way to make sure that kids that are easily meeting the basics are also being challenged so that they can do everything they want to do with regard to achievement. And getting, as you said, being a high flyer.
Bryan Collegiate is something that I'm somewhat familiar with. This has been a great program. It's been around, 7, 8 years, I guess it's been around now, where kids can earn the dual credits, not only get their high school credits, but get up to 60 hours of college credit, too. This has been a big success for the district.
Oh, it's huge. It was intended to be, and still is, for focusing on kids that maybe didn't have a history in their family of going to college. It's not limited only to those kids, but there's been such demand that we actually have been accepting some kids from other districts, and that's how interesting and valuable it is. So you're absolutely right. When you can, and I want to be quick to point out that we couldn't do it without Blinn being such a great partner in this. They have worked with us every step of the way, and that's how this works, or one of the things that certainly makes it work is our partnership with them. And we also get some help from Texas A&M as well. Yeah, that's a great program, and we have great leadership there, and we certainly hope that program continues to expand, because it with the cost of college these days, that's just talk about a win-win.
Yeah, and I'll let you get in a plug to get out and vote. I know it's very important for people to get out and vote because there's a couple of school board vacancies that people need to fill the school board. There's a lot of good people running, and you want people to get out there and vote.
Sure, and of course we have the one contested race for Kelly Levy's position that she is not running for re-election. Then the very unusual other situation that most people know about, where we do have Mr. Vasquez spot. He did file for re-election before he died from illness, and we miss him greatly. But that is still his name is still on the ballot, and so people will have a choice between him and of course Mr. McCall, who is filed as his opponent. And again, if Mr. McCall makes it, then he'll be it. If for some reason Mr. Vasquez gets the majority of the vote, then we will be in a position of having to make some decisions about appointing someone or holding a special election.
All right. All right.
But I do hope people do turn out and try to stay informed about issues affecting Bryan ISD.
So get out and vote. David Stasny is the president of the Bryan ISD School Board, and he's been our guest here on Get to Know Your District right here on Channel 16.